We're bidding farewell to the Canary Islands as we set our sights on the Caribbean.
Our buddy boat has their dinghy up. Just turned on the engine to warm it up. Instruments are on and we're almost ready to pick up anchor here. Time to get out of this crowded anchorage into the big open ocean.
That's it. Last time we'll be sitting at anchor calmly for the next, hopefully less than 20 days. I would love to do this crossing in less than 20 days. I'm excited. We're crossing the ocean again. Woohoo!
Go time!
Go time!
This is the start of our transatlantic series where we'll be sharing all of our challenges and triumphs out at sea. This Atlantic crossing is different from our first because we're headed a different direction. We'll be sharing some insight on what transatlantic sailing is like heading from the east to the west. Our anchor's barely up and we already encounter our first malfunction, our transducer.
Bunged up again so we can't see our speed through the water.
Doesn't make sense. I cleaned it the other day, so I don't know if it's not bunged up, it's just not doing its thing, but you just have to get it spin and then it works. It's like it won't start.
We use this little method to take a rope and we'll just kind of yank it from side to side and clear up whatever's bunging it up. I'd say we're off to a pretty good start so far. When we first picked up anchor and headed out, the seas were kind of sloshy, so we were going all over the place until we were able to put up the pole, go wing on wing, and just have the seas follow us and just be in a more favorable direction. And now it's decent, because otherwise I think I definitely would have gotten a little bit seasick at the beginning just with that type of motion. I tend to get more seasick if we're going upwind where we're beating into it and the hull just bashes down. Like I'll get so seasick that I'll need to throw up. But with the downwind sort of sloshiness, that usually just makes me nauseated, just very out of it and like a big headache. But what I did for this crossing was I took a motion sickness pill last night before bed, and then I took a couple before we set sail ahead of time, just in case it was messy, because I'd never want to start off the passage feeling bad because it's so hard to come out of it. So I just wanted to make sure that I was good. We're approaching sunset and Travis has gone down for a little power nap because he will be on watch from 8 p.m. until 2 a.m. and then I will wake up and go on watch from 2 a.m. to 8. And he always just finds that if he gets a little nap in before his watch, he's not struggling as much to stay awake when it becomes pitch dark. Sleep tight. Because it's so comfortable today and I'm up to it, I'm going to be making some pasta for dinner with some chorizo, just like a jar sauce, tomato mascarpone, so that I'm not wasting any of our pre-made dinners for the first night, and it gives me something to do. The pin on our Vang failed, so Travis is out there fixing it. Good job, mister.
I've been able to fix that.
Yeah.
I don't have to spare one of those. So the pin on our block broke off for our Vang, and that's enough to wake anybody up.
Yeah, it was a loud boom. Woke me right out of bed.
Yeah, I was worried it broke our whisker pull. That was my biggest worry. But that's pretty weak link in that whole thing. It's quite a beefy block, but I don't know. That just seems like a bad design.
And the block's original.
Yeah, I figured the block's probably 30-something years old. I was able to mix shift it, so look at that tomorrow, and hopefully it's stronger and good. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, your turn. Woke me right up, but it's time for me to get up anyway, I guess. It was like a nasty alarm.
Yeah, it was just like, good thing I didn't go through the Dodger.
Yeah.
I've heard of people flying out through the Dodger.
Alright.
That
Head
time.
on down.
I gotta have a shower.
Oh yeah, head on down to the cold shower. I wish we got that sun shower thing now. No, I didn't really have any warm water. I didn't turn it on that hot anyway. So maybe there's some for you if you crank it.
Oh, it would be cold by now anyway.
Good morning.
Morning.
We're going to take the rod out today. We're going to replace Squidward Blanco here with a new cedar plug that we got yesterday before we left Gran Canaries. This guy here, it's actually like a metal one. We did really well with the wooden cedar plugs in the Caribbean, and this one just seems real hefty.
Seems like this will put off a little bit of bubbles. Well, we'll see.
We wanted to try something we've never done before in sailing.
Our Spinnaker with our head sail out at the same time. All right, we just dropped the main and now it's time to hoist the spinny. Is this working okay right now? I think we're kind of debating on whether or not we want to take...
I'm gonna try one more thing here.
We might take in the head sail and just fly the Spinnaker. What are you trying?
Trying to let out. Can you winch the head sail?
It looked like the Spinnaker was overpowering the head sail, probably because the head sail's so much thicker. So we just furled it in and now we have just the Spinnaker going. What are we going to call this guy? Big Yellow? We've only moved a little bit south, but I already feel that heat. The sun is very strong today. It's very hot. Which is a good thing because we need all the solar we can get. We didn't leave on a full charge, so we're banking on moving south and getting more rays to fill our batteries. All right, so it's about 3 p.m. and as you can probably hear, the engine is on because we've lost a lot of the wind and it's not as strong as what it was supposed to be.
I usually always use ECMWF as a forecast, and it's 98% been fairly accurate. But for some reason, PWD, ECMWF, all of them say we should be in about 10 plus knots of wind, except PWG, which has been the most accurate. Been trying to figure out what we're gonna do, but it looks like they will fill in a little bit. We just need to get back in 10 knots of wind, minimum.
Yeah, so maybe motoring for about 2.5 hours or so.
Well, it says it picks up at 6.
I did think about just sitting here, bobbing around, but we're moving and we're still doing this side-to-side sway, so if we didn't have the engine on, it would be very, very uncomfortable, I think.
We need to make ground though, otherwise we'll be stuck in no wind. So as much as I don't want a motor on our second day of an Atlantic crossing, we're keeping her under 1500 RPMs. And
hopefully it's only for 2.5 hours.
We know we lose wind in like 4 or 5 days, and I was hoping that if we had to motor a little bit then, it'd be fine. Time for sunset. Enough wind to fly the Spinnaker again. It was a beautiful sunset, and we even had dolphins. So as much as the day was kind of shitty with floppy sails and having a motor for maybe 2 hours, epic. Now it's just, whoop. Hopefully we can fly the Spinnaker all night because that thing looks sick. Oh, look how poppy those colors are. So another really cool thing with the weather window that we picked is that we get a full moon and it just lights up everything. It makes night watches so easy, and it lasts pretty much till 7 a.m., 6 a.m. So like pretty much all night. We get super clear visibility, which is perfect. You can see squalls coming. You can see boats in the distance with no lights on it if there were any, but most likely they'll have lights on, but you can just see really nicely. Well, we got a super lively sail tonight. Finally found the wind, like anywhere from 10 to 13 knots, which is definitely the fastest. It's definitely the highest winds we've flown the Spinnaker with. I know it's not that high, but it's the highest we've flown it with. But yeah, we're cruising. Oh, we just slowed down a little bit, but we're doing anywhere from like 6.5 to 7.5 knots. Got to make up some ground. Our buddy boat, they must have been 15 to 20 miles east of us, and they were in like 10 knots of wind all day, and we were stuck in 4 to 7 knots. And we couldn't communicate with them. I don't know why, something wasn't working. But if I knew that early in the day, I would have just took a hard left and just went and found the wind if I knew it was over there. It's gonna be a lively sail tonight. I won't be resting on my night watch.
Got a super bright moon on this side for the entire night. And then we've got the sunrise on the other side. So cool. Morning of day 3, just prepared some fruit, cut up one of our papaya, and the rest of our croissants. Day 3 is kind of pushing it for the croissants, but I just re-toasted it in the oven and it's crispy.
We're starting off day 3 here with bigger swell rolling through, and the winds have picked up since last night. Like last night, we slowed down during my shift from like 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. It was quite slow. We dipped down to about 4 knots. But the Spinnaker did a great job in carrying us all the way through, and the winds have picked up now and we're flying, so hopefully we can cover some good ground today. I think we did about 130 nautical miles yesterday, which is good because we started off quite slow in the morning. We're doing about 6.8 to 7.1, so we are flying. If we can keep this up today, that would be great. Maybe we have a chance at keeping up with our buddy boat, because I know yesterday they flew past us when we had that really, really slow go in the morning. We're just about to download the weather and connect online to check in with our buddy boat, to send each other our coordinates and see where we're at. Yeah, so far, so good.
Get on our fishing rod! We have tuna swimming off the front of the boat. I just don't know what it's gonna do.
Where is it?
Check that knot.
I don't know, it looks alright.
Perfectly.
Right there! Oh! Negative.
Almost gone.
I would be really surprised if you caught one. Oh, there's 2!
That was pretty true. That's a soft trigger. Another great day on the water. We had winds all day, above 6 knots, speed over ground, so can't complain. This Spinnaker has just made a world of a difference for this trip. It's really fun to play with too, because there's little tweaks you can do to, it'll fly better, it'll stop flapping, and so it's really fun learning that. But, yep, another gorgeous sunset coming into the night. We got another 36 hours of winds in the 10 to 12 knots, and then we lose them completely. So we'll figure out what we're going to do at that point. The butter hasn't quite melted yet, so we still got to keep making southerly ground. We're aiming pretty much directly south right now. I think I'm going to aim this way for another couple hours, and then we're going to have to make a jibe more west.
Just closing in on dinner time, and we unfortunately didn't get any fish. I think there was a couple on the line that got off, but it was really, really cool to see tuna swimming off the bow of our boat, because that's something I've never seen before, like swimming along like the dolphins do. And I think there were maybe 2 or 3 of them, and they stuck around for a good 40 minutes or so, so it was a long while. But Travis had no luck spearing them, but that's okay. It's still cool to see, and I'm sure he had fun trying. Anyway, so guess we will reheat something for dinner, maybe cook. It's morning of day 4. Having some yogurt and papaya for breakfast. Actually started off pretty exciting, and I'll show you in a minute why. Okay. Going on outside. Whoa. He caught a fish! The ahi that we caught this morning, it woke Travis up bright and early. I was sitting out here on my watch, and I heard the slightest tug of the reel, and it was indeed a little mahi that we successfully got in, so that'll be exciting, give us something to do today. Travis will process it when he wakes up shortly, and then we'll probably cook it up for lunch or something. I'm really excited about it.
In order to change our course or change our direction a little bit, we're going to have to flip the Spinnaker to the other side.
So when I douse this,
Yeah?
put this on auto,
Yeah?
and then steers to like a like I want our cog 220 or 250.
Stop beeping at me.
More starboard.
How much? 10?
No, 20.
Whoops. I did 30. My bad.
No more than that, actually.
I did another 10. It's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
It's so big.
Oh, boy. I would not be able to do that without a sock.
Yeah, it would have been really hard.
Like, there's just no way.
It'd be a challenge, that's for sure.
Not happy when we were lowering the Spinnaker to jibe this morning. I don't know, apparently we didn't do it quick enough or something, but we snagged a couple spots in our Spinnaker up near the head, put a bunch of little holes in it. So bummed. When we have no wind, I'll have to take it down with the sock off and try to patch it up and then see what caused that. I think it has something to do with that round fiberglass toilet seat looking thing that douses the sail. I think where the two ropes go in, the fair leads, I guess, that you pull down on, I think the sail got pinched between those two, and as I was yanking it down or something, it might have caught when it was still trying to fill. So I'm going to see if I can make that better. It's the only way I can think what snagged. There's nothing else up there, so super bummed. Just had lunch, and now I want to do a test. Since we're in above 10 knots of wind, we are in 12 to 14 knots of wind. I want to do a test, the Spinnaker versus wing on wing.
I think it's going to be the Spinnaker.
You think the Spinnaker is going to be good? Because we know in anything less than 10 knots in this sea state, the Spinnaker is 10 times better.
But we think we'll go faster. Well, I think we'll go faster in the Spinnaker.
Well, it's curious.
We'll go faster wing on wing.
I think there's more sail area, like square footage overall, with the head sail and mainsail versus just the Spinnaker. So, yeah, we're just gonna do a test. So we're gonna, and then that give me a chance to look at the little loop on the sock to see if I can source the issue.
So we're gonna hoist the main, and then we're gonna douse the Spinnaker.
Yeah, because I'm scared to put too much tension yanking down on that sock. So yeah, exactly. We'll put a shadow on the Spinnaker with the main.
All right, so we've got 13 knots of true wind right now, and we're doing 6.8. 6.6 to 6. Well, okay, fine. Toggle. 6.2 to 6.8 to 7.3. I don't know how we're gonna judge this. It goes all over the place.
Well, we're riding down some waves pretty good.
Like, take it over a little period of time, but okay, anywhere from 6.4 to 6.8, I would say. Yeah.
Done. How fast are we going now? Must be cruising pretty good.
We're going 697.
What? Oh.
Ah, time to douse that thing.
Yep. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Are you inspecting it?
There you go, a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty close. 6.6.
Well, we just started. It just got established, so it has to give it a minute.
The winds are the same, so at least that's consistent, but I don't know, it's a smidge slower. We'll give it a minute and check back.
Alright, wing on wing's all set up, and it looks to be, oh, wind died a little bit, 10 knots, 10, 11. We're doing 6, 6.2. Oh, 13 knots. Yeah, we're doing about the exact same.
Spinnaker's faster a little bit.
Yeah, the Spinnaker is a little bit faster, but also the Spinnaker that we have is, I think it is slightly smaller than recommended for a boat. Like, I think it should have a 5-foot higher luft on it, which is actually quite a lot of sail area. So, you know, keep that in consideration. But we're about the same. Wing on wing, I'm always kind of worried about our mainsail trying to jibe over because the boom can't go all the way out because we have really swept back spreaders, and I don't want to chafe our mainsail on the rigging. So we kind of bring it pretty tight to the boat, and I have to lock it off and just hope. Oh, there it is. So if I'm hearing that all day, oh, the Spinnaker is well worth it. Because the sea state, we're actually in pretty steep little sea state. Yeah, like.
I don't like the boom.
No, I don't. We are, the wind shifted a little bit now, is more dead downwind. Usually I'll keep the wind more to one side than the other. Whatever the boom's on, I'll keep the wind to the opposite so it really holds the main. more. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna go down and look and see what possibly snagged our new Spinnaker. Big old snake. Where's the end? So yeah, you can definitely tell there's a lot of wear here. I don't know if that's obviously red. I don't think that's ours, but you can tell that some material is burnt off onto this and on this side too. So I'm thinking this is the problem. Stuff comes out with the sail and then just pinches and binds up, and maybe it's part of this rope, but I don't know. It's kind of a bummer. I was hoping I could see like a fix, but I can't. You know, that worries me because I don't want to keep flying it and potentially keep ruining the Spinnaker. Or I just gotta hope for the best. Or maybe it's... I'm gonna keep looking. Did notice this part was chafing, so at least it was at the bottom. I just cut it off and I'll redo whatever this thing is. What also I think is this paracord right here. There's a lot of friction on it, so I'm gonna replace it with thinner Dyneema. So hopefully that'll be a little bit more slidey if it rubs past here like this across. The ripstop is a lot more frictionless versus that versus paracord. I don't know. I'll give it a try. I don't think it'll harm it. It'll just be less friction on it. So, and plus I found a chafed point, so good to fix it. All right, here it is. Made it so the bungee snugs up higher. Just so when I pull, do I like it? No. Did I invest too much time into it to turn around? Yes. Do I trust it? Somewhat. I didn't have proper splicing tools, so I couldn't have done like a really cool job, but yeah, we'll see. Can you yank that side?
Now what are we doing?
Oh, I gotta feed this down in there still.
For dinner, we got the mahi going that we caught earlier today. And just as I was putting everything on the stove, we actually heard the reel go off for a split second. But whatever was on there got off pretty quickly. But I think that's okay because we didn't want to deal with that at this time anyway. But yeah, we got vegetables and some rice going. I think that's going to taste really good. Right. Dinner is ready. There you go. I think Travis is just doing a weather check right now because the newest update just came out.
Suddenly, we hear a loud pop bang-like sound, which is never good. Something's broken and it's pitch dark. Not the most convenient of times. Make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for next week's episode to find out what broke and how we're dealing with it.